Hey everybody, it is Professor Hatch. I am here to talk about the reflection essay, which is the last of the regular essays you'll be writing this semester. The final essay, of course, being the research paper. Anyway, let me share my screen and we can look at this thing. All right, so I'm just going to read this thing. What is your greatest concern and why? In 2025, it seems like there are more problems to be concerned about than we can keep track of. Some people are worried about politics, the environment, the future of technology, and some are worried about basic necessities such as paying for housing, food, transportation, and so on. On the first day of this course, you were asked to talk with your fellow students and make a list of the things that concerned you most. These are the results. Passing classes, choosing a major, getting overwhelmed, liking the class. Hopefully that's worked out okay. Wasting my time, meaning wasting your time. Debt, finishing college, getting better each day in class, finances slash student loans, time management slash procrastination, work slash financial stability, physical health, mental health slash stress slash depression, being able to afford the cost of living, rent, car, food, blah, blah, blah. More creativity, which is going to mean something different to everyone. Worrying about society slash politics, adjusting to a new environment, finishing the year well. Okay, so some of these things are easily understood by everyone, like debt, physical health, mental health, and so on. And some of them are going to mean different things to different people, such as more creativity or finishing the year well. Um, Honestly, for me to finish the year well, I just need to uh, be able to turn my grades in on time and then, not die. That's my criteria for this academic year. In any case, and I have had higher criteria in the past, but it's been a rough few years. And I've got to have a surgery, which the next time we meet in person, you'll hear more about. Anyway, moving on. So finishing the year, well, right. So you're being asked to choose something from the list above, or you can choose something else entirely if like something new has crept into your list of concerns in the recent, well, gosh, what are we, like 2 months in, 2.5 months into the semester now? Anyway, you're being asked to choose from the list above or choose something else entirely and write a well-organized essay of no less than 1,000 words discussing the nature of your concern, why it's a concern, and what you can do about your concern. If your concern is something not so specific, such as worrying about society, then you'll have to narrow it down to something more specific, such as worrying about white supremacists in federal government or immigration concerns or the price of eggs or whatever. Okay, so procedure. First and foremost, this is in bold type on purpose. Your essay needs to clearly identify your concern and explain it. Also, your essay should demonstrate personal insight, critical thinking, and self awareness. That's very important too. Um, in addition to that, your essay needs to do at least two of the following. And probably you don't need to do more than two of the following, but if you want to do all of these, all three of these things, that's fine. And the list of three things you have to choose at least two from is reflect on the origins of this concern and why it matters deeply to you. Analyze how it has impacted your thoughts, goals, or actions. Consider possible solutions, coping mechanisms, or ways you have tried or hope to try to address it. A partial list of questions you can ask yourself while you're thinking about this essay are the following. Why does this concern bother me so much? Has this always been a problem or is it something new? Are other people concerned about this? How do other people deal with this concern? What am I going to do to deal with this concern? Will I have to change career goals? Will I have to move to Canada? Do I need to do something as simple as a perspective check, or do I need something much more specific like therapy or medication or something else entirely? I actually know someone who has developed a concern so great that she has changed her career goals. She's in a master's program right now. She's a former student of mine, but she has changed her career goals from what they were to something else entirely, and she's not even sure quite what that will be yet. That was my phone chiming at me. I apologize. So sometimes your concern, maybe you're thinking about going into a field that right now, because of like how chaotic and unstable everything is, it's just not the greatest time to go into that field. Or I don't know, maybe maybe you need to leave the country entirely. I don't know. All right. And of course, there's other questions, but I can't think of those for you. Those will be more specific to you. As with previous essays, there are going to be 4 steps to the overall process of writing this essay. That's the outline, the rough draft, the peer review, and the final draft. I will say, as I said with the previous essays, the outline and the rough draft should both be written as fast as possible. They should not be good. They should just be written as fast as possible. Making it good is what your revision's for. And of course, here's the student essay template. If you struggle with formatting, which I just strongly encourage you to use that template. So many people, not just in this class, but in every class I teach, so many people turn in essays that are formatted like, well, honestly, like crap, and then they lose points over something really stupid like formatting. Of course, there will be a video. The video you're watching right now will be embedded there where it says video coming soon. Under the requirements, 1,000 words minimum, 1,500 words max, plus a works cited page. As always, double-spaced essays only, please. Single-spaced essays will just be kicked back to you. They'll be given a 0 and then kicked back to you asking you to fix it, and then I'll happily regrade. No less than 3 sources, all of which may come from a reliable journalism source, which if you click on this link, I don't know if I've done this in previous videos or not, but there's a graphic here about what reliable journalism sources are. Everything here in the gray is unusable shit, and then everything in the yellow, you need to be very careful. And then everything in the white here, probably fine. Whether it skews a little to the left or a little to the right, whatever, be careful is all I'm saying. Okay, so that's the reliable journalism source. Back to the requirements. You need to include specific examples of how your concern impacts you and or your life. This essay needs to have college level grammar, blah, 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 MLA formatted, blah, blah, blah. You're familiar with all that. Here under the successful paper will do the following. These first 3 things are part of every essay prompt. I'm not going to bother reading them. You can do that. Obviously follow essay structure as this links to the essay structure page. But these last 3 things are specific to this assignment, and and it seems like they would go without saying, but nonetheless, be honest, thoughtful, and authentic. This essay should be authentically you. Um, support your reflections with real life examples and thoughtful reasoning. And then avoid cliches or overused statements. Things that you've heard or read 1,000 times, like, my whole world is upside down. Um, there's a reason that we use those cliches all the time, but honestly, don't. They're tedious. They're tedious to read, and they don't actually convey anything that is relevant or personal to you. I understand that your world's upside down, but there's a better way for you to find there's a better phrase for you to use. In any case, no block quotes, of course, like with just about every essay this semester. So that is the reflection essay prompt. I'm going to cut it off here because there's a longer video coming for the outline part of this assignment. As always, if you have questions about anything, text me on Remind 24/7. Do not care what time of day it is. And yeah, that's everything. Bye.